Welcome back, everybody, to Tips and Trades brought to you by Centimetre Perfect. My name is Liam. That is Jesse, and we are back to tip round one footy action. That's right, Jesse. The rest of the teams are now allowed to play. They've been let out of the schoolyard, and we can now tip them. Are you excited, Jesse?
I am very much excited to actually have a round of football as opposed to a hodgepodge of football.
9 games to go through today, Jesse. We'll start off with the tips and trades, or at @CMPerfect_AFL. How can we forget? On Insta, YouTube, and for our main audio podcast, Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. Please do not forget to go and join us there and listen to us talk nonsense over there. But round one, Jesse. So we'll do our fantasy. Obviously, our fantasy starts in earnest in round one. We've got 20 teams who are keen to take us down, and we're just giving away information.
18, because it's double counting ourselves.
Well, 19 then, because I'm keen to take you down, Jesse. I'm keen to take you down. And I found out today that we actually don't fight each other until round 19. I
can fight you any day.
No, you couldn't. I
know
win.
Where you live.
That's true. That is true. But first of all, we've got tips to do, Jesse. And we've got 9 games. So we don't want to waste too much time. So let's tell the lovely people at home how we tip, because we do it a little bit differently here.
We tip via confidence points, which is our way of assigning a rating to our picks each week. So we have points to allocate out, 9 points for our team we're most confident, 1 point for the least. Can't repeat our points. Whoever has the most confidence points at the end of the season between myself, Liam, and Vin, who we'll touch on in a second, will be the confidence points champion. You don't need the most amount of tips, just the most amount of points. That's
right, Jesse, because it definitely helps getting the most amount of tips right, which Vin did. And now for you, the new listeners out there, Vin is a little... let's say, well, it is AI. Let's not say it's AI. It is AI.
He's an automatron.
He's an automatron who we are tipping against this year, who named Vin in memory of my father, who we used
Which means I can't insult him and call him a robo-brain that much.
Yeah, you can. It's fine, because he really is.
Is it? It's fun.
He is a robo-brain.
Okay.
It's actually true.
I still feel dirty doing it, though.
That's okay. That's okay. But, Jesse, we've got to go into the scores, don't we? Because, let me just share my screen here, because that's very important. That's where all the information is. So, Jesse, in our round one of just the tips, I got 5 points out of a total of 2 correct tips. You got 8. Very good, but Vin, the AI, is unfortunately taking the lead with 4 correct tips, 10 points, only missing out on Brisbane, which I think we all did, but that's okay. So, Jesse, how do you feel about that? You don't feel so good about losing to the computer, do you?
No, I don't like losing to a bloody robot. Should we get started on the tips? Because I'm really keen to go and take Vin down.
Fair enough, Jesse. Let's start with a Thursday night football.
Starting off with Carlton hosting the Tigers at the MCG. It wasn't just a humdinger this time last season. Carlton coming in off a humiliating second half against the Swans, while Richmond's Tiger Cubs will be looking to start off their season 2026 in the best possible fashion. Now, Liam, I'm used to saying this. You were the loser last week. Who are you going with, and how many points are you assigning?
This is probably my coin toss for the week, Jesse, if I'm to be honest with you. I feel like, off the bat, I'm going with a 1 confidence pointer.
Okay.
And I will be chucking that on the Tigers straight off the bat, because A, Carlton, not so great last week. B, I'm excited to see how Richmond progress this year. And C, it's really too early to tell. So I think some of these games will be shoo-ins. This is not one of them. Richmond with 1 for me, Jesse.
Yeah, Richmond with 2 for me. Very alarmed by Carlton, and I don't think we can say what we saw on Thursday was an aberration. We saw that all last season. If Richmond are close enough at half-time, they can absolutely do this.
Vin is up next. Richmond greater than Carlton at the MCG in traditional marquee clash. Despite Carlton talent, Richmond experience and structure usually show in round 1. He's gone Richmond with 6, Jesse. Richmond with 6. But this is the thing about
Is Vin living in 2019?
He might be. Well, don't forget, like we said this last week, I'm intrigued to see how he progresses through the season and how much information he takes from this season rather than picking out the wonder years.
Do you feed him the results?
No, nothing. Okay. I say round 2, go. And that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Take that.
And that's not even the most contentious one.
You know what? Richmond are going to smack them now too, aren't
they? Yeah. We're going to lose, Jesse. It's fine. We'll roll with it. There are some ones in here that you might be like, okay, maybe we've got a chance against Finn. That's okay. Let's move on to the next game.
Essendon hosting Hawthorn in the Zach Merritt Derby for Friday night footy. The Bombers will be looking to soar early despite a healthy injury list, while the Hawks look to brush off a disappointing round 0 clash against the Giants. Liam, can we see the Bombers maybe upset the apple cart a bit here and sting the Hawks early on?
Jesse, I can't believe you've forgotten it. What day is that? What day are they playing?
I said Friday, didn't I?
Yeah, they're the prime time Bombers. You forgot to say that.
Too.
Yeah, the prime time Bombers. They're back. Round 1, bang, straight back into it. Prime time Bombers.
Just in case you forgot about us.
Hawthorn with 8. I think this should be I'm hoping it's a walk in the park for the Hawks because we both don't have very high hopes for the Bombers this year. Despite the loss last week, it was against a very good team. The Bombers, I'm expecting to be lower end, if not the lowest end of the table this season. Not much more to say from me, Jesse. I think that's about where I'm at. Hawks with 8.
Tip thief, Hawks with 8. Exactly the same reasons. Very rare that you get to do the analysis to such a level that I don't have anything to add.
This is where I think we should be okay against old Vin.
Yes. Bombers with 9. Bombers with 9.
This is the only one I had to actually get Vin to go again on because Vin
No.
Wait, hear me out.
No.
Vin tipped a tie and didn't actually give any confidence points this one.
Stupid Vin.
I said, try again. So he's got Hawks with 1. And here's
last week his picks were rational. I'm starting to think this is potentially a bad idea.
No, it's funny. This might generally be too close to call without a strong edge either way. I lean slightly towards Hawthorn because Essendon have a big injury list. Thank you, Vin.
What?
Hey, look, we've just made hopefully back about 7 points in that one, Jesse. 7 points right away. Let's move on to the next one. This is fun. I like this.
Saturday morning football for us Perth viewers. Western Bulldogs hosting the GWS Giants. 2 teams coming off wins in opening round. The Dogs downing the Brisbane Lions while the Giants got the better of the aforementioned Hawks. Liam, tough game here, I thought. I don't have a lot of confidence, but my points are kind of forcing me to go up a bit higher. What about you?
Yeah, I wasn't too sure either. I mean, the Bulldogs obviously showed a lot. The Giants showed a lot. It's going to be, I'm hoping, a cracker of a game like we saw last week, but these are 2 very, very fast-running teams going hammer and tong at each other. What is going to happen? Are they going to explode? Is it going to be high scoring? Or is it going to be low scoring? I've had to make a decision, Jesse. I've gone the Bulldogs. Only with 4. Bulldogs with 4 for me. I'm just hoping for a good match out of this one. I'm not going to give you any analysis. I'll leave that to you. But I just want this to be as good as what they both showed in opening round, Jesse.
I'm very timid here because although I think the Dogs are the better side, I think the Giants is the perfect matchup for them. I've gone the Dogs with 1.
Ooh, okay.
I'm reserved, and that's why I put Richmond with 2, so I could put this as my 1 game. Not necessarily because I think these 2 teams are that close to each other, but I think this is the perfect matchup for the Giants to go at the Dogs, so I'm just really wary of that. So Bulldogs with 1. I think this could end up being a sneaky game of the round contender in a very uninspiring time slot.
Yeah, it's a strange time. I mean, they don't know how good they were in the first round when they make the fixture, obviously. But we got Vin to talk about. Now, where's he at? Tricky matchup, Jesse, with the Bulldogs, with the Giants. GWS have the talent, but early season cohesion unknown. Worked for him last week. He's gone the Giants again with 4 confidence points this time. I think we're going to see Vin tip Giants a lot. He seems to be a bit of a fan. Let's move on to the next one, Jesse.
Geelong hosting Fremantle at GMHBA Stadium. A disappointing result for the Cats up against the Suns last Friday night. Season coming 8 days later on Saturday to take on Fremantle, who are looking to kick off their season 2026 with a strong start. Now, Liam, obviously we're Fremantle fans, although you wouldn't know it by my background. What are we going with? We know by your background, Mr. Dockers guy. What say you with this? Because I have a pretty strong opinion on this that may surprise.
Well, I mean, you mentioned as much in our podcast if you guys want to listen to that, because it's no surprise that you said that the Cats are going to absolutely pump the Dockers, as a la 2025, around about this time. I'm going to go with my vibe team this year because that's where we are with Fremantle now. This is my vibe team. I've got a vibe with them. And similar to why I tipped the Saints last week is that if we're going to be contenders, these are the ones we're going to win. We are recording this on Monday. So a lot of this is going to factor in to who the Geelong Cats get back, in my opinion. If they get all the people who are on the injury list back, this could be an absolute whitewash. I agree. But I've gone the Fremantle Dockers with 5, Jesse. I've gone hard on them.
You have. And I'm very impressed by that. However,
Are you?
Completely disagree.
Yeah.
Geelong with 7 for me.
7? Whoa,
wow. I look at no Michael Frederick. I look at a question mark over Sam Switkowski.
Mm-hmm.
I look at a question mark over the second ruck situation at Fremantle with Sean Darcy potentially coming in for Mason Cox. And I'm really concerned because all of these things cause problems when you're playing well-organised, compact sides like Geelong. Now, Geelong were shock and awed by the Suns on Friday night. That's not the game style we're going to see from the Dockers. If we see that, I'll run a half marathon around the Freo Training Centre.
Oh, okay.
Because we'll not see shock and awe from Fremantle. It won't happen. It is programmed into the football club to be conservative with the ball.
I don't think running a half marathon's that much of a deterrent for you anyway, Jess.
No, it's just Sunday.
You love a good run.
I do.
Love a good run.
Thank you.
Dockers, you're gonna love this, Jesse. So Vin's gone Fremantle with 8, even harder than myself. With the following.
Okay.
Fremantle typically starts seasons well, and they've looked improved. Yeah, wait. Plus, this fixture is at Geelong, where the Cats have some early season questions.
Okay.
He'll learn as we go along. He'll learn and he'll adapt. It's okay. Fremantle with 8 for Vin. That is A-okay, Jesse. Let's move on to the next one.
This should be a good game. Sydney hosting the Lions at the Gabba. Well, the bookmakers have the Sydney Swans the strong favourites here, coming off a strong win against Carlton, while the Lions succumbed in a brilliant game against the Dogs. This should be a cracker on Saturday night. Liam, can the Lions get back to a 50-50 win-loss record, or will the Swans go 2 from 2?
Now, listen, Jesse, I have, in true honesty, I have not changed my tips since I started this. So I've gone Brisbane with 6. However, I did this before I learned about the suspensions to 3 of their top players. Obviously, the injury to McCluggage. There's a lot of reasons there that the Swans could definitely pip this, especially the fact that they're at the SCG again and haven't moved anywhere, and the SCG is a weird oval. That said, I still think the Lions have the talent and have everything they need to get the job done here, and I think the reigning Prems are going to want to bring it back, Jesse. Get a win back. So what do you reckon, though?
I agree. Brisbane with 5 for me. I'm unwilling to tip Sydney until we see them against a good side. And let's be honest, they did not play a good side last Thursday.
Correct.
Pretty much for that reason alone, I'm defaulting to the mean, and I'm reasonably confident the Lions get this job done, hence the 5 points.
Gamble responsibly, but if they're long odds at the moment, that's probably not a bad bet.
283 on the blue brand.
Ooh. Interesting. Once again, Vin has gone all in on the Brisbane Lions with his full 9. He went at full 5 last week, full 9 this week. Reigning premiers who looked excellent in opening round, which is true, and are generally strong in early season. High confidence is what Vin has said about his tip for the Brisbane Lions there, Jesse.
I'm very interested just for the last game of the round then. With his
Jesse, the next game.
Okay. Collingwood versus Adelaide of the MCG. If this robot beats me, I'm going to be very unhappy. The Pies coming in off a win against the Saints, while the Crows look to kickstart their season 2026, having finished the season last year on top of the ladder. Liam, can the Pies continue to march on, or will it be the pride of South Australia, known as the Adelaide Crows, getting the job done?
Yeah, I think the Crows are going to be too good for the Collingwood Magpies this time around. Case in point, obviously the defensive Warriors, big forward line coming in for the Adelaide Crows, and potential premiership contenders, obviously the Crows this year. I think they're going to be too strong for the Magpies. 7 confidence points for me, Jesse.
Big one for me. I'm less confident, but still with the Crows. I'm with 4 for them. Collingwood are a difficult side to break down, as we saw in the finals last season when these two teams met. They're a tough side for the Crows to handle. The limiting factor for Collingwood, I just think, is their ability to score goals with the forward line they've got. That's going to be a real dragnet on them for a lot of this season. That's why I'm pretty happy to say the Crows will win, but I'm just pumping the brakes slightly on going all in on that.
Fair enough. I mean, Vin has pumped the brakes and turned the car around. He's gone Collingwood with 5, based on the Collingwood are well-balanced and likely to beat Adelaide. The Crows have been improving. You got that right, Vin. You got that right there, buddy. Thanks, Vin. You absolute legend. Collingwood 5 for Vin. Next game, Jesse.
North Melbourne hosting Port Adelaide in the this is happening game. The Kangaroos and Power both kicking off their season at Marvel Stadium on Sunday. Both sides probably not considered to be top finals contenders, but equally looking to start season 2026 in a positive step. Liam, how are you slicing and dicing this one?
I don't know.
Well, that's a shame because you're recording this right now.
I know.
So you have
I
to
know.
pick.
My heart tells me the Kangas.
I know.
Yeah, but my tips have told me Port Adelaide with 2.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be an interesting game. Like you said, plenty of times during the preseason, but the Power have a good list. They have a good list. There are some other concerns around it. The Kangas, I would love to see them win this for sure. But yeah, Jesse, what are your thoughts?
I'm Port with 3, but weirdly, this feels like a great chance for North. This is staring me in the face, saying this is a great opportunity for North Melbourne to set the tone for what they want season 2026 to be. In saying that, I know it's only pre-season. I know they only played West Coast. I loved the way Port was setting up in front of the ball with Josh Carr and the way they were able to transition the ball quickly.
Yeah,
that's going to be hard to stop for teams in that bottom 8 to 10 bracket, which Port are in, and obviously North Melbourne are expected to be in. That's why I'm pretty happy to go Port with 3.
Port with 2 for Vin. Basically saying very similar thing. North improving. Port may not win easily. One of their lowest confidence picks. So that's it. That's what Vin has to say about that. And I think echoes our sentiment. Let's go on to the next round, next game, Jesse. Penultimate game of the round.
Well, isn't this a real, biblical clash? It's Demons and Saints. So a lot going on there in terms of imagery, but Melbourne hosting St Kilda at the MCG. Gee, St Kilda getting 2 MCG games in a row. Isn't that exciting? They can't win 2 in a row, but they can certainly lose 2 in a row. The Demons will be looking to kick off their campaign with a strong performance, while the Saints will be looking to desperately turn around the ship after a frustrating loss in opening round to the Pies.
Sunday. Sunday's always great for footy, isn't it, Jesse? It's always the good games on Sunday.
This should be bad. The fact that I had to pay like $11 for the week for KO and that this is my Sunday, no.
This is another one. Like the last game, I really have no idea, Jesse. I've got no clue whatsoever. Look, you would think that the Saints should win, right? Melbourne. Yeah. Look, I don't know. I'm gonna leave you to talk to this one. Saints with 3 for me. I have no real reason as to why. You tell me why, Jesse.
Saints with 6 for me. They simply put, they need to win. This is
I said this last week.
I didn't agree with you last week. In the same sense that the Collingwood game was a bit of a booby trap because they hyped it all up in their own heads. This is a bit different though, because we expected Collingwood to be around St Kilda. We expect St Kilda to be clear of Melbourne.
Yes.
So losing this game, you're not pressing the panic button yet. I said it in the main podcast. You've got to give them until the bye round. But you start to maybe just check what the protocol is for pressing that button. You flick through your quick reference guide and make sure you know what to do, or at least how to start the process. St Kilda need to win this game. I'm expecting a performance that replicates that.
Demons with 3 for Vin. St Kilda pushed Collingwood in the opening round, but Demons have quality, but this could be tight. Very good, Vin. Once there's, I'm wondering if he just takes like the last game and the fact that Melbourne haven't played yet and St Kilda lost, and he's just like, oh, Melbourne's probably going to win that. They haven't lost this season. Melbourne are undefeated this season, Jesse. I'm not sure if you know that. Let's finish up with the last one because stern Jesse.
At least this will be fast.
Gold Coast Suns with 9 for me, Jesse.
Didn't even get to intro the game. I was going to do a nice.
Go. You can still do it. Go for it.
Well, the Suns rise in the east, but they set in the west on Sunday afternoon with the Suns taking on the West Coast Eagles at Optus Stadium. Gold Coast will look to parlay their excellent win against the Cats into a round 1 success, while West Coast will be looking to start off their season in equal footing to how they finished last with the 1 win.
Gold Coast with 9, Jesse.
Gold Coast with 9.
And Gold Coast with 5 for Vin.
This is so unserious. Why did we invite him?
Because it's funny. It's funny at the end of the season when it's so unserious and still manages to beat both of us. It's going to be very, very funny. And we can't say anything.
I'm pulling the damn charging cable out at round 15 if he's ahead.
Yeah, you would too. What does he say? Breakout opening round should handle the West Coast. Yes, correct. They should. If the Suns lose this, I will run a half marathon around. No, I won't do that. I don't.
No, you will. I'll pace you to it.
Oh, good. How wonderful. That's the tips, everybody. I shouldn't write checks.
Little do you know, you'll be being paced at my pace, not yours.
I figured that's what you meant. I shouldn't really write checks that my ass can't cash. I really cannot. I can barely walk. That's not true. All right, Jesse, that's it. That's the tips done. Now we've got some business to take care of now with our trades. which is our fantasy team. Obviously, it starts in earnest this week. So if you're part of this competition, or if you're not, if you're part of your own competition, make sure you get your teams in.
If you're part of this competition, we're giving away our answers for free. How nice are we?
I think it's very nice, Jesse. So last week, obviously, saw a plethora of changes on my end. Jesse had no changes. So we're going to go quickly and discuss the changes we made this week. Let's go, Jesse. I'm just going to bring this up so you can see it. Da, 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 da. All right, Jesse, here we go. Here are our fantasy teams and our changes for round one. What have you done?
Finn O'Sullivan coming in for Brendan Starcevich with the injury cloud over him. Jacob Farrow coming into my bench for Sam Cumming, copy-paste for Starcevich.
Fair enough. I've taken out Freya, put Dempsey in. I liked the look of Dempsey over Freya. That's pretty much it. Really, really good analysis there. But I'm looking forward to seeing how our teams go against each other, Jesse, because as we know, there are some penalties in our fantasy coming up this year, which we'll talk about when they come around. But what would you say, Jesse? Round one loser still gets the penalty straight away. Is that correct?
I think so. I think we have to.
We'll work out what that is in the off season, the off week. It doesn't matter, Jesse. We've been going for nearly an hour and a half.
Would you like me to outro now, Liam?
We've got over an hour. Yes, do it.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into Tips and Trades, brought to you by the Same Perfect AFL podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what your thoughts are on the upcoming round or your fantasy team in the comments below. And make sure you tune in next week for our round recap, our deep dive, and more tips and trades only on the Centimetre Perfect AFL podcast.
Bye, everybody.